What's up, Rockstars? I got a big box here of board game goodness. This should be D.E.I. from Ludus Matis Studio. I unboxed the prototype a long time ago, but now I got the full thing, the final thing. Let's see how it compares. Alright guys, if you're new here, I will be using this throughout the video. We're going to measure exactly how thick some things are from the box that it ships in to the cardboard tokens. Just to take a look, see how big any miniatures are, stuff like that. It's fun to measure things, I suppose, and fits probably the length of what this video is going to be. Now let's go ahead and see how this ended up. So, shipping box wise, and again, I am in America, so that is the distribution I got. It can be different depending on where you go. The box, however, is around 7 millimeters thick, which is, you know, the typical kind of one layer, right? Sometimes you'll get a double layer, and it is split. If you see down here, all the way down this side here, it's just obliterated. So there is that. But otherwise, this looks pretty okay. So I didn't get, I believe, the all in, but I got most of the stuff here. There's definitely a lot of extra space here. Do you see all the, this is a big space here, so I'm sure this was jostling around quite a bit. Okay, so we got Cash Rad right here. That's the expansion. We got, everything's upside down. Or the White Death. This is a much lighter box here. Gosh, it's been so long, I barely remember what's in these. And then we got, what do we got in here? What do we got here? What is in here? This is a fun little thing. Why are you packaged differently, huh? Is this a padding? What is this? Nope, there it is. Okay, and in here we have, okay, we got 2 Mad Maxes, I don't know why, but I do, and 1 Penny Bloom. Alright. Remember him and hawing about those, whether I was going to add those to the pledge manager or not. I must have ordered one I didn't need, I guess. That's kind of dumb of me. Alright, and then again, very minimal packaging on the bottom there. This makes the packaging I do around, oh, that is heavy. This makes the packaging I do around the games I send out actually seem pretty nice. Alright, let's adjust the camera position and zoom in a little bit. Alright, so it's kind of interesting because it's a very big, long box, but it's not very thick. This looks longer than a Calyx, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't know why they would necessarily pick this box. Because I think storage is going to be kind of awkward on it, which is unfortunate. I do like the candies you can get, though. That was kind of weird. So, actually, on the box itself, though, the art-wise, though, I think actually looks really good. A little bit of Ludus Matis Studio down here, and the D.E.I., and then just kind of the scene, so you kind of get a sense of the world that you're about to explore. And it's pretty neat. I dig that. Then on the back here, it is right side up. That's a past test there. We got the White Death Day, we got a little bit of blurb about the story, and then a scene of everything and a clear render of everything that you get there. And this is a Nova Aetus Chronicles, apparently. I was not aware that it was within that realm. That seems kind of odd, but whatever. But yeah, this is, and then content, that's kind of it. Pretty basic stuff, really. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now, it looks like the box is pretty good. It's thinner, so it's not going to be difficult to open. And you'll see there's a little bit of spacing here, a little bit extra, almost like it comes to a point there in the corner, and that will help open it up a lot. At least it should. All right, let's see here. Now, how to open this nicely, quote unquote. We'll see there. Plastic wrap, which I'm not going to measure, sorry to disappoint, is pretty good consistency. It's about average, I would say. I've had thicker, I've had thinner, so kind of right in the middle there. I'm happy with it. Doesn't bother me really at all. So the box, I can tell you right now, feels very, I don't want to say retail per se, but it feels a little bit cheaper. Also, I did get some dings here. You can see that right there. And that's probably from that really lackluster packaging job they got. And luckily, it's on the back corner. So it looks like the front of it did end up being fairly safe. I don't see too many really dings or anything. There's a little notch there, but that's it. So go ahead and open it up. Actually, I kind of lied about it being easy. My goodness, it should not be that hard. Hello? Oh, it's the freaking damage. It was getting caught on that. That's unfortunate. Okay, so inside, it is not colored or anything like that. I will measure the box. Let's see about how thick that is. So the box is right at about 3.1-ish, 3.2-ish, something like that. Right around a little bit over 3 millimeters thickness, and I do see some scratches already on the inside. So interesting. A good thickness, so good sturdiness. And the glue job looks like it's actually quite straight as well. There's not like a lot of not like a lot of gaps or anything like that for dust to get into. It's just this is going to make it a little difficult to open. That's kind of unfortunate. All right. Okay, so in here again, a little loose, but honestly not too bad. So we got some dual layer boards right here. Right off the bat, these are your player boards, and it looks kind of like a little tablet thing. I really dig that. I think that was kind of smart. And so you can have parts for cubes, and then for cards, and then for the various things you get here. And then cards are here, and the cards are not slotted in. But and then of course you have your trackers there as well. But that's really it. In the back, there's nothing really. I will say that it's a fake 2-layer. What I mean by that is a lot of times a 2-layer board is double the layers. Like it's cardboard and then cardboard again. Do you see how I can like press in on that? That's because it's actually just this thin strip on the back that puts a backing behind it. And really that's it. So you do get that a little bit there. It actually works. I mean, it's not a terrible design thing, but it is a little bit cheaper feeling, I guess you could say. It does look like these are bent heavily. So one way to test that. So right now I'm assuming they're all curved this way. You just take this one, you flip it around, and oh my gosh, look at that curve. That is quite the curve. So it should be like that, but it's not, because now it's curved this way and that way, creating that little bubble. So yeah, they're definitely curved, and they seem to bend fairly easily. And I'm wondering if it's this thinness here. This is super thin now, right? In this entire corner, a fourth of it is just this little skinny part here. And I'm wondering if that's where a lot of this bend is coming from, is right on there. There's not a whole lot of give. Like it doesn't feel too squishy or anything like that. That's good. We're going to zoom in a little bit onto the side of the cardboard. Take a look there. Let me get my fingers up there. There you go. There you go. All right. You can see the layer lines, but honestly, it's pretty minimal. It's not too bad. It is definitely kind of a flaky thing, though. Do you see how that's like flaking out there? And you see the little white part there? And that's on the curved part. So this back part probably even worse, especially with the black. Yeah, do you see all the little rough part there? So this kind of signifies, okay, you love this game, you cherish it, and you play it a bunch. Well, after a few plays, this is what you're going to start seeing is this little peeling here. Look at the peeling on that already. So just be aware, it's definitely going to do that. Not all games do that. Some do, some don't. But so far, not exactly passing with flying colors. But it's nice. I mean, everything's readable. Though it does look a little fuzzy from the glow, but that's okay. I think it's kind of the point too. Anyway, and it's a person's face there, in case you didn't notice. In fact, is it different? No, it's not different. So I'm going to see if it was like perfection, but nope. Okay, so we're just going to push that aside, and the rule book. Let's see how it is on the back. We have no player aids, anything like that. That's fine. Doesn't necessarily need to be there. And in fact, often I prefer a player aid card versus a giant manual thing. So, that might just be me. Now, this is the version 1.0, which is kind of interesting. Normally you see some updates, so by the time you even get it, it's not a 1.0, but sometimes they don't do that. There is no index on the very back, so that's already a partial fail, but it looks like they have some stuff here. but definitely not an index. And even if they do have the index, it's not in an easily reached spot like that. We're going to check the front just in case they have it there. But normally what they have there is a table of contents. Let's see, there's a little bit about the game. That's a nice intro here. And then, yep, a table of contents. So no page numbers in any of these game rules here. That's, oh, wait, no, it's right here. I'm assuming the red is the page number. Then what is the parentheses? If this is, like, what is this? 12 fashion cards, 32. How do I even read that? Is that how many I get? Supply tokens? I think that's a count is what that is. And then, yeah, so these are the page numbers there. And those are based off headers and stuff like that. So not really helpful to look up stuff. That's what the index is for. I do see some stuff here. So let's see what this is. This is a glossary of some kind. Mission cards, a codex glossary. Yep. So sometimes you can combine both of them. For instance, on here, it is in alphabetical order. And it also has, let me make sure we're kind of zoomed in just so you can see it a little bit better for you guys. There you are. But it does have that, and it does have the page number here. However, I'm not seeing multiple page numbers, and normally for an index, you would see multiple page numbers. It would list every page that it's mentioned on, not just the first one it's mentioned or the main one. So if it's used even an example, oftentimes you'll see it listed. And I'm not seeing any multiple pages there. So if it's mentioned in two places, you're only going to get listed on one of them. And it does have sub things here. So it can be kind of interesting. If you're looking for bridges, you might need to look under the construction bridge, or you might need to look under bridge. And if you find it here at first, there's no page number. There is up here, and it happens to be the same here. So maybe it works out, but that's more happen chance, I think, than some kind of master crafted thing. And notice it's on 2 pages, right? So if you got to kind of flip between the two and stuff like that. What makes an index nice is it's typically just the 1 page because it doesn't do all of this definition. I have yet, actually, in all the games I've played, had it to where the glossary answered my question. If the glossary answers my question, then I obviously didn't read the freaking rulebook, which I do. I read it from front to back page, every single page. So I don't need a little tiny blurb. Like I remember but I might need some like weird instance, like, well, if I'm dead, then how does this work? Or whatever it might be, right? So in fact, actually, it even goes on to here, all the way over to here, and then it's finally over. So not happy with that. I'm glad this is here, but an index is so standard and used for technical documents, which is what a rule book is. This is a thing to be used and referenced, and that reference is not there. It's not just to teach. It's there to document and be used as a lookup. And looking up can be kind of difficult. Okay, moving on from my index spiel. The headers are kind of cool. It is interesting here. It looks game setup column, component column. This is a odd way to do things. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. That seems really a weird way to do things. So essentially, from page 5 to 15. It just has these 2 different things. I don't know. That seems odd. Okay, I guess, whatever. There are numbers, which is kind of cool. Now, these are like 4.3, 4.1, 3.2. I don't know exactly what these are. I think those are the district tiles numbers, perhaps. This has the actual letters there to like reference what different bits are and stuff like that. A ton of wasted space here. So that's because I guess they wanted to start outposts and markets here. I feel this could have fit in here though. Do you see that? Like this, there's no reason to make this a separate page. They're wasting a whole bunch of space here. In fact, they're wasting about that much space here. A little bit more. Why are you doing extra pages? Is it just because I don't know. That seems odd. So, it's pretty. I get that. But it just means more leafing around, flipping around and stuff like that too if it's needless. You can see this is not even a rule inside of here. This is just fluff. I am mixed on that. I appreciate that, but at the same time, I think it should be clearly marked when it's lore, and maybe this is enough for that. I don't know. This is so optional rule, no choices, and it's kind of a little call-out box here. So they're doing a lot of numbers, a lot of letters, a lot of call-out boxes, and a lot of wasted space. They're doing all of those things. This is kind of an interesting 2-page layout thing there. That's kind of neat. Again with that, and that does kind of and with a little bit of extra stuff there. They do have headers, subheaders, or like major headers, subheaders, subheaders, bullet points. I mean, they're running the gamut between color, between fonts, between styles, to make this read nicely and memorable, and that's good. I do appreciate that. So here's a whole bunch of like symbols in the actions. So that's kind of your symbol lookup almost, but then there's more symbols here. A symbol chart would have been really nice towards the end. But then it does define all these. I think that's really helpful. I remember doing that in the prototype. I'd get something new, I'd refer to it here, it'd be here, and that's just really nice to have. So pros and cons, like everything in life, right? And it is just 2 stables, not 3. But it goes pretty flat. It's actually not too bad there. Okay, we got a couple baggies. These do not have the holes in them, so they can puff up. But I am glad that they are including some baggies, mainly because they're super cheap to do. It's not that hard to do, and it's beneficial to the customer. In fact, there's another baggie right there. We have 3 of them. Okay, then here we have the shop cards, I believe, is what well, in a mix. This looks like the scoreboard here. Easy open bag. I appreciate that. This is actually quite thick too. This is nice. Like that is good. And see, that one does have a hole to kind of keep things flat, but the baggies do not. You can always add those. Yep. So here's the different the different markets, and then of course the scoreboard right there. These are fine. You know, you're not really shuffling them or doing anything weird with them, and they're actually thicker than some I've had. Like sometimes they get really, really thin. All right, now here we have more stuff here. I'm trying to remember. Again, it's been so long. I don't believe you. I think you lay down what you're going to do here, and this is like the initiative order of actions. And these are some of the things you can do. Reminders there, and I forget what this is, like rounds or something like that. It's one of those main things you keep the whole time you're playing in there on the table. And then here we go, reference card. So we do have a reference card here. It's actually quite large, and it does not have all the symbols. There's no way that's all the symbols. I heard there was like 2 pages of symbols at least, just of the section we saw. But it does have quite a few of them anyway, at least. So I don't know exactly how useful this will be. Kind of a toss-up, but I'm glad that they're there either way. Okay, this is something I didn't have to deal with. These are not trash. These allow you to stick the different layers of the game board together. See, just like this. So when I got my prototype, they were already together. But here you're going to have to put the little sticky things. And they have one, looks like either 2 or 4 or okay, so it's the 3 levels, right? So first you get 4 and then you get another 2 on top of that. So yeah, anyway, I mean, it looks pretty straightforward, really. How hard could it be? I'll let you guys know. I'm excited to play this again. I can tell you that much. Okay, now we have a ton. A solid wall of cardboard here, and then look at that mini. So we'll look at that later. So it's going to move that off, and now we do have a little band here to keep things together. Often they'll wrap it, but these are big boards as well, so I can kind of understand not doing that. And yeah, we got a whole bunch here. So let's go in and try and do a variety. Let's go in and do this. Now that punched out very well. Let's do a small one here. Actually pretty strong in there, but oh my gosh, there's like no tacks. We'll take a look. Okay, there's that. Let's go ahead and try a reverse punch. So that's taking it on this side. Looks still like it came out just okay to me. Yep, okay. Alright, so now I'm done doing that. So now, let's go ahead. Well, we're going to measure the thickness. Let's go ahead and see. About 2.6, pretty much on the dot. Not bad at all. 2.6 is good. Yeah, these are actually quite thick. Zoom in a little bit here. Actually, let me make sure I get everything I kind of want to look at. There's these larger cards here. We'll take a look at one of those. And then it looks like some of the very tippy top sections. We'll do 2. That one and that one. Okay. Now that I have a variety, let's go ahead and zoom in. Take a look at these. So yeah, I mean, I think this looks great. It definitely has a very unique style, and I forget if this is required or not, but you see the little notch here and a little notch here. I believe that's so it fits a very certain way. On the back is a map on how to put the stickies, right? Where to put them. That's kind of cool. I dig that. Now, it also has the tile number. Looks like probably so you match, you know, so you layer them up correctly, right? However they're supposed to layer up. And then we have the character here. Now, there is a tiny little tag, but it's not much. You can kind of see it there, right there. Not too bad at all. And it does keep the picture looking good, too. There is a linen finish. It's not super bright. Here I'm trying to reflect it. It's about as reflective as it gets. Some linen finishes are worse. Some are much better. It just kind of depends. This is a fairly reflective, but not obnoxiously so. As an example, I've been playing Darkest Dungeon, and that has a hyper reflective. I mean, if I do that, you can't see the picture. So part of it's just because it's so dark. But yeah, no, I'm digging all these. I think these are really cool. There's a lot of sharp angles, which actually help with the cutting, but not all of them, right? This is rounded here, and that looks just fine as well. And these are easy enough to pick, and they are front and back double-sided, so you're not going to have to be flipping them a certain way as well. So that's the cardboard tokens anyway. I'm going to kind of lay them on here just so I'm slightly organized is the goal. Slightly organized. That's the pass-fail there. We will see. All right, zoom out a little bit. Okay. Incidentally, this is almost the exact same storage my prototype was, except this pretty much had died. But you had all the minis here, you had the little central area here, and then the pieces to the main tiles there. So I'm going to take a look at some of those. It looks like it comes in 2 batches, and they are kind of bound, as it were. There is a little bit of give, though, so it shouldn't be too hard to do that. All right. These look much straighter to me. Let's go ahead and take these and see. Yeah, these are actually pretty good. I dig that. That's very helpful because at the end of the day, these are the main tiles that you're messing with, right? Okay. And again, like not too bendy, but a little bendy. They're definitely not the sturdiest stuff. Sometimes you get stuff from like Monolith that feels like wood almost. You're like, oh my gosh, this is like solid. This is definitely compressed wood, and it feels that way. Now these are kind of pre-punched, right? And part of what happened with that is stuff like this right here, right? You get these little notches that you can't really control because it happens well before you get it, obviously. But yeah, lots of white, lots of blue. But you can see these are going to be covered up by pieces kind of like this. As an example, that's the wrong piece, but you get what I'm saying, right? Okay, so that's cool. I dig that. So this will be a center area inside where little camps there, and yeah, they are not front and back, so you can put them up there, and you see the 2+, right? So you have different maps depending on how people are playing, and the instructions are right there. You can see that damage in the back there still. But it doesn't like to affect the storage at all. That looks fine. Okay, we got some cards here. We did get a silica packet. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And then we have these little cubes. I'm not going to show these off. We see them all the time. But we got some bright colors as well there. And then the rest is the minis for the core box. So that's super exciting. And then we got some expansion. We'll do the small ones first. We'll do the big ones. We can just knock the small ones out, I think. All right. Let's go ahead. Come on. Okay, there we are. There we are. Now, as a disclaimer, if I recall correctly, they provided the non-miniature core game to me for free. And then I paid to upgrade to the miniatures and for all the expansions that I got. That's what I believe that's how I think it went down. Again, it's been a long time. All right, let's see here. And it wasn't pre-discussed before. They were like, oh, hey, we'll pay for this or whatever. And I was like, okay. I'll let you. Okay, so I do love the red on this, by the way. That looks slick. I really dig that. Cards have the same kind of linen finish. Not quite. Like, it doesn't feel nearly as linen-y, which is fine. 2 textures, too much. And the reflective is okay. It's probably about as much as I like. Lots of symbols, though, so just be prepared for that, guys. This is definitely symbol heavy. Now, once you understand the symbols, it's pretty easy to play. Like, we didn't have any issue at all. So 42 sets of the answer that we need. Not the answer we wanted, but the answer that we needed. But yeah, no, these look cool. And again, these symbols all mean stuff. Different actions that you can do. You play those to kind of do things, right? Okay, so there's that. Now, there is a little bit of a blocker here. I'm going to keep that in there. And we have several different factions in different colors. You can see they are quite small. So we got these guys. We got some ships. We're going to take it all out. We're going to take it all out. All of it. Oh, look at that. Okay. Now we're not going to probably look at every single little one, but we'll play around a little bit. So let's actually start with a ship. Let's start with a ship, and the reason I want to do that is because, and I don't think you have to put this back in the bag at all. I think that's kind of useless. But I want to see how tall it is. All right, so it looks like it's glued fairly well. It is banked a little bit, but because this is a flyer, it doesn't matter too much. But it is kind of angled down, so kind of a turn there. I actually like that. I do that like the jet bikes that the Adeptus Custodes have in Warhammer 40k, for instance. I'm kind of banking the different angles. But yeah, it just depends on the glue job. That being said, it does look like it's probably super glue. In which case you can sit this in the freezer. It'll snap cleanly off. You clean it up a little bit, the dried up glue that's really brittle there, and you can glue it however you want. The clearness of that tile actually is quite good. I'm pretty happy with it. There's that mold line, which is annoying. Detail-wise on this, I think it looks really, really nice. Again, the light colors can sometimes really hide detail. So seeing the text and the symbols and the different lines for the windows and stuff like that, or wherever they see. I don't know. Maybe they don't use that. It's got dragon on there. It looks super cool. Even the bottom, they decided to sculpt that as well. It looks good. I like it. I dig it. I think it looks awesome. So let's see how tall it is. Okay, so looks like we're probably to the base. We're about right there, about 51 millimeters, about 50 millimeters tall, right? Give or take. There's more if you went to the highest point or something like that. But right around 50 millimeters. I think that's actually pretty good. That's pretty cool, especially when your people are this small. We're going to take a look at some people here, but then we are totally going to look at some of the cool spaceships. But these are, again, quite small. So this is, geez, I don't even know. It's right there at 23 millimeters, 23.5 millimeters from floor to top of head, right? So probably about 20 millimeter if they do, you know, like base to eye or base to top of head or something like that. So right around 20 millimeter. They're quite small. You get a whole bunch of them. We're going to zoom in a little bit here just so you can kind of see what I'm looking at there. There you go. There you go. I'm going to have to zoom in on my face too. All right, let's see. The thickness actually isn't too bad. So I do appreciate that. The stance is good, separated like that. I dig that. I like the little line here that's fed through there. That's kind of neat. And this does have little teeth on there as well. Yeah, definitely, you know, somebody you'd want on your side, I suppose. And again, then looking at it compared to this, that's pretty good. Now, it's not to scale, right? I mean, he's a little big for that cockpit. But it still looks nice. He's still definitely being loomed over. This looks like a freaking Metal Gear right here. Metal Gear Rex kind of thing. Super cool. Okay, I dig those. Let's go on and take a look at one more person, and then we will take a look at, well, I say person lightly here, and then we will look at some of the other like ships. Okay, so here we have the two different kinds here. I don't think I got the other kind here. And maybe there isn't one. I don't think there is one in that. Okay, well, let's look at this one first. So again, the color choices don't show a lot of the texture that you normally can see if you really look close, or if you prime them, of course. Yeah, this looks good though. I dig it. The sculpt looks nice. There actually is a face. The gun's cool. I dig that. Using up most of the base there. There is a little bit of fill, perhaps into this one right in there, where the sword is. That's kind of a bummer. He just has a shovel. That's pretty cool. I like the handle part to it, the little end there. No, this looks awesome. I do dig these. I do dig them. I wouldn't want to paint them. I don't like painting small things. You'd think it goes quick, but for me, it's just like there's just some frustration around it, if that makes sense. Okay, let's look at another ship here. This one is more of a a drone looking kind of one, in my opinion. Like a consumer drone, I guess I should say. Military's got some cool drones. All right, so here's this one. And again, I mean, you could have spun this really any which way, but it looks like it's pretty actually straightened exactly kind of where it needs to be. It is about just as tall as the other, so that's good. This is all fairly clear. I do appreciate that. And again, this is all really, really good work, and I think that's looking awesome. I love the fan blades. I love how bent they are. The bottom of it with the wiring and all that looks super neat. Just overall super cool. Look at this section here. Guys, we're almost done with the core box. That's pretty nifty, huh? Now these are hard to freaking see, dear Lord. Alright, so I got that. Is there any other sculpts in there? Not that I see, not really. Wait, yes. Looks like there are some, like this one. There we go. And I think that might be, there might even be another one. These all have pickaxes over their shoulders. I think that's pretty normal. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look at these two. But dear Lord, it's like black on black. I apologize, guys. It's not my fault. Okay, zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, no, this is actually for the scale. And considering it's PVC, it's actually surprisingly detailed. It's actually very, very nice and quite impressive. Really do dig the fur he's got on him, but just all the different layers. In fact, it's almost too much. And what I mean by that is sometimes less is more. When you layer on the details, especially a scale like this, it's so small, it's hard for your brain to really comprehend what it is you're even looking at, which just doesn't make you a good at what it is you do, whatever it is you do. The thickness on here looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It is true scale, so small hands, small face. And by small, I mean normal size. But yeah, no, I dig it. Those cool little super dark minis. Very dark. The grim dark, right? Isn't that what we're always after here? All right, we'll look at this one, and then we will have the, I think, 2 more ships. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, there's that guy. Do we have anything extra? I don't really think I do, so I think we are okay. All right. So, take a look at this one here. There we are. This is a color that actually works a lot better for a lot of the detail. I actually dig that, which is pretty neat. Slightly back on the base, but just slightly. The face does look super interesting. I dig that. It's got the lunchbox ready to go. That's what's happening there. And again, normally, here it is, the big guy here. So these are kind of like your leader people, this extra people I've been bringing out. This is the leader of this one. Again, look at that stomach. Big, but also 6-pack. So it's like, I don't know, it's an interesting juxtaposition, right? That backpack looks kind of silly too, in my opinion. But what do I know? What do I know? All right, let's actually look at this one first. There we go. There we go. Man, yeah, I'm not putting these back in the bags, I can tell you that much. Dear Lord, come on. Come on, let me have them. Oh, it's probably this right here. There we are. Jeez. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'll get rid of that bag. I'm not sure what the bag's really adding for that. Okay, again, straightened, looks fairly okay. Maybe slightly angled that way. The red does show it up actually better than some others. But yeah, definitely need to kind of just really be mindful of that as you're making these. I love the fact that the bottom is sculpted, and this is such a cool big one. I really did this. I'd have people like standing on that, right? Right, as you move things around. I think that'd be super cool. I dig this. I like this one. This one's, I think, perhaps my favorite. But then there is this guy, and he's super cool too. So let's go in and see this guy here. You can like jump on the walls and climb over them and stuff like that. Look at that overhang there. Look at that clear base. Oh man, I mean the basing here is actually, I think, quite good. I love the sculpt underneath everything. This is just a neat sculpt though in general. My goodness, I love it. It's like Attack of the Tractors. That's kind of what this is. I dig it. So these are little guys that you can recruit, if that makes sense. And yeah, there's not a lot of mold lines or anything like that there either. And guys, that is it for the core box. That is like everything, yeah? So let's go ahead and dive into some of the small expansions, and then we'll do the big ones. For now, I'm just going to set this aside. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to unbox one of these, and then also Pinion Boom. So let's kind of dive right in. All right, actually, to speed it up a little bit, I'm going to go in and use this. There we go, and hopefully that'll go quick there. Now, these are the types of boxes I hate. I hate these type of boxes, and I almost guarantee you I'll be putting it in the main box. Darkest Dungeon has like nothing but these, and I hate them. I think they're called tuck boxes, but either way, they're like the devil. All right, that actually took quite a bit of wrapping. Let's go and take this one off while we do. But yeah, I mean, other than this, the only other thing I got were these kind of two expansions here, and honestly, I think that's quite a bit of game. I was quite happy with everything. I don't know if this is wave 1, wave 2, or anything like that. I might need to check that. Guys, let me know in the comments below what is it I just got here. And again, see, this is the dumb part here, is ruining the box that it has to come in just to get something. Okay, so we got the Meeple. This is what would happen if you got the Meeple version, or the miniature. Now, I will say, it almost looks like, yeah, okay, so I think the Meeple's actually is a little bit taller, but definitely not as thick, right? Definitely not. I believe this is the symbol, so it's, you don't just have to go by color. It kind of supports, you know, people who are colorblind and stuff like that. All right, and then you do get a little bit of an instruction on her and how to hire her and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. I dig that. I dig that. Let's take a look at the mini. All right, so again, these are all kind of single sculpt. I really do like the cape, and again, it's not too thick, which I do appreciate. That being said, they did have to fill this in, and it does look a little fake to me, a little kind of lackluster. The face with the hair on either side, though, I think looks really nice. I do dig that. Either way, though, I mean, that's it. That's the expansion. I don't remember how much they were. I think they were like $10. So for $10, I got a mini and some rules and a meatball I won't use. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Oh, wait, and a card. I got a card, don't worry about it. Boom. There it is. That's what you wanted. Oh, man, okay. All right, there you go. Right, get in there, get back to work. All right, let's do this one. Mad and Max. It's not Mad Max, it's Mad and Max. Very separate IP. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, there's that. There's the instructions. Going to take a look at the instructions real quick. Oh man, I was going to make a poster on the other side. Alright, yeah, this looks to be about the exact same as what I just had before. Okay, there's their card there, and mini. Oh man, this is actually quite a fun one, I think. That's kind of cool. That is a snowmobile and a half. That's what that is. Alright, look at that. That is just fun. When it's this low, notice this is not sculpted on the bottom, which I kind of wish it was, just because all the others are, and you can separate from the base pretty easily. In which case you can paint it, of course, too, but you can paint anytime. That's the whole point of painting it for people, I think. Plus, you guys are professionals, right? Right? The treads here are super cool. I like seeing the engine here and all the little packs and stuff like that. Just a very, very cool design, and I ain't scared of him. So there's that too. All right, well, you know, all that's left now are these two expansions. So I want to go in and do White Death first, just because it's so much skinnier, or you know, it doesn't weigh as much. I don't know the term now, but less weight equals open first. Me angry. All right. So again, quite impressive art on the front. I do appreciate that. So if it does go to retail, it's got some good shelf presence, right? You gotta draw those people in. That's what you gotta do. Gotta make it look cool and desirable. Okay. New faction, industrial market, mercenaries, automata mode, and vehicle or weather cards. That's gonna be super exciting. This is, by the way, a sticker they added on top of that. So just an FYI, something changed there, and they had to kind of make sure everybody's copy had that sticker. Opened much better. We do have a little bit of rulebook here. Again, I'm not super assuming there's a lot here that is easily looked up, so I'm just going to have to read it and know it. And that's just going to have to be the way it is. There's another store. I'll probably, again, try and combine a lot of this. Here's a separate little area here. This is kind of cool. I dig this. I think that's neat. Got a cardboard punch out with a few missing. There they are right here. Here's one of them anyway. Okay, and here's the other one. I dig it. Oh, man. Ooh, what is that? That's cool. It's like a wolf. I dig it. Whatever the heck that is. All right, we got some cards. I'm not going to bother showing all the cards. I think there's limited appeal, especially when the art's like this, to kind of show a lot there. But look how much extra space, again, you have. There's just so much extra room. This did not need to be this big. Like I said, dear Lord, there's a lot here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with this because it looks super freaking cool. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see. All right, this is a fun one. This is a fun one, guys. Look at that. Wow, I dig it. So I love the fact that she's worshiping this stone that they found. I dig the fact that it has like a face, but look at the chains. The chains on here are pretty legit. Those look great. Those are fantastic chains. Like they look really, really good in my opinion. And then of course you got the guy that's kind of like dragging it along. Again, looks super neat. And the boat itself has like these really cool like inlays and not quite barnacles, but it looks like that's probably what was going to happen at some point. This little thing is kind of interesting. I don't know what it is, but it has a cloth draped on it. Either way, it just looks super cool. Him grabbing this boat, by the way, awesome. Awesome, awesome. I dig that. That looks, again, super neat. All right, let's try and find, I don't know who... It's like a bright green. I don't think... Oh, wait, right here. Let's go faction by faction, huh? So then we have this one here. And we have guys like this. And guys like that. There we go. I think that's it. There might be a golden leader somewhere in there. But if so, they've decided not to show themselves to me. So it is what it is. All right. Diving in. Again, you're seeing this so zoomed up. It's really tiny, as you can tell. I like the damage on the axe and, of course, the chains itself. I think also look good. Having this attached here definitely helps with the sculpt design process, but is a little noticeable, but fairly minor. I think at some point I just gonna have to be okay with not being too upset about the little things. I know that's how they get. It's not pressuring them to improve anything, right? But those horns, how do you put a helmet over that? How do you have a helmet with horns like that? Dear Lord. Again, pretty cool that they even have him like, you know, just really in a cool stance and pose, and the detail level itself, just impressive stuff. Let's look at these light blue ones here. If I may. Oh man, okay, this is a fun one. Yep, sold. I know who I'm playing as. Dear Lord, I think it was Nicola. And so let's start with her and get to the puppers later. So there she is. And again, this looks probably really bright, but she's got a little dog sitting there right next to her. It's a really nice coat that like is really, really, really nice coat. I really did that. The hat looks cool. Just a cool little character, a little blast from the past almost. Now she's gonna have these puppers, these good boys, and they're gonna be kind of, you know, just trotting along doing their job. I like the fluffier tail. I do appreciate that. The stubbed ears, of course, help as well. But then you can get this, and this is just super cool. You get a big old bear, and I dig it. Move aside, Ursa Warbear. We got this one here. This looks super cool. Carrying a whole bunch of stuff, as you can see. A ton of stuff. Mouth open, kind of snarling. I love the little tiny ears. That's adorable. So, yeah, super cool mini there as well. Alright, so let's go ahead. There are 3 in that one. I dig that. Okay, put that in there. Take a look at these. Alright, are these all unique? Here, let's take them all out and see. There's just a few here. Okay, I thought she was floating, and actually it still kind of looks like she is, but I think she's actually on a little little ledge thing there. But of course, you know, the dress is twirling everywhere, the hair is all down there. But crossing the arms like that's super interesting for both a design wise, but also from a technology wise when it comes to them casting it. Like that's just super cool. All the like little belt thing there is neat too. So I forget. I think this is like a special forces kind of thing. This was, I think, almost like an 11 character, right? So, you know, kind of short hair, telepathic powers. Again, signifying like they're floating a little bit. And I love the armor. I think that looks awesome. All right, here's a bigger guy here, and bigger is relative. They're still really tiny, but really defined creases that I really appreciate. Yeah, it just looks awesome. In fact, the separated fingers here is killer. That looks super cool. I really do dig that. Yeah, these guys are neat. It looks like, okay, he's got gloves, but I'll say his hands seem a little bit larger, but perhaps that is why. Yeah, this is cool. Again, I mean, this is almost like the same pose, so I'm like not super into that, but overall, very, very cool. I dig them. I like them. And we'll move on to the next one. All right, this is a. Let's go and do a vehicle. Let's do a vehicle. Yeah. Keep teasing you guys without doing the vehicles. Look at this one. Okay, so there's that. I don't think you need the really anything from there. Okay, again, really nice clear bases. I do dig that. A little bit of a cleanup there, perhaps. The tread here looks awesome. I do dig that. And yeah, they should be able to see out of this and kind of see what we're doing, especially with the you know, the cool attachment you got going on here. I think that's really neat. Okay, so moving that, put that in there. Look at these guys here. All right, more and more people. That's what we got here. Here we go. Like, look at this. I love how he's holding like this, like ranger staff, like from Babylon 5, right? I forget the something stick or whatever that can expand. It's got like those rings on it. Kind of reminds me of that. Look at the texture on this fabric too. Oh dear Lord. That looks super duper cool. I like him. All right, next up we have this person, and dear Lord, are they carrying enough? This chick is crazy. She's like carrying all sorts of different stuff, like 2 Uzis, by the looks of it, almost just on either side as she just walks around with infinite ammo. She got a cheat code. That's what that is. She's figured it out. How to win the game. Uzi plus pistol plus infinite ammo at your service. Okay, let's look at this guy. Like a spider dude. The vehicles in here are always super cool, in my opinion. I really dig the vehicles. Like, look at this thing. Just look at it. Freaking sweet. That's what it is. I love it. I love the color of it as well. Just really, really cool. The gauges and slashes in here and whatnot looks awesome. Love the gun. I think that's cool. And the last one for this expansion. We have one more expansion, and guys, that's it. That is it. Oh, nice. Not to have too much scope, right? Right? Maybe. Sort of, kind of. Love-hate relationship with it. Okay. This is like a Ripley kind of alien movie kind of thing going on. Yeah, no, I really dig the design here, except for this little top thing here. I think that looked kind of silly. I think it'd look better, you know, like that. I think that looks better than that. But, you know, some people might like it. I dig it. I do like just how well attached this is too. It looks really good. All right, well, that is it for that expansion, you guys. So next up is the Cash and Rad expansion. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so we now have the Cash and Rad expansion. There we go. I really like how it shows this. This is for 5 and 6 players. There's an information market, there's Rad, and then there's the Candims, which I believe they have like a mobile base of buying stuff, which is super cool. I do dig that. All right, and let's begin. There we go. Got it. All right. Go ahead. Take all this off. All right. We stripped it. Hey-o. Love the art, by the way. I really do dig that. Okay, so again, same rule book. I'm gonna do a quick glance through it, but I'm assuming, well, it's really small anyway. I'm assuming it's the same as the others. Yes, it is. Okay, so here we did get at least one more market, probably multiple, or wouldn't be a case like that. Got the stickies for the tiles, another reference card or two for the players, and another two board character tiles for the exact same reason. Now these cardboard I'm assuming are about the same, so I'm not too concerned about that. You can see there is some maps here, though I'm worried about why aren't they lining up. They should, but they are not. So some of these oh, okay, this is kind of interesting, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on there. For the silica packets in there, which is hilarious. So these have like punch outs already ready. Okay, yeah, okay, all right, fair enough. Touche. All right, let's see here. So we got this guy here, we got this guy here, we got these guys, we got these guys, and more cubes. Let's take a look at these guys, quote unquote. You know, these guys. Almost got it all. There we are. Okay. Let's start with the bright guys. Alright, so we got these people here, and then we also have who? Who else do we have? Is that all we have? Rude. Okay, so got this little guy here. There he is. The little guy. Very cool. It looks like a little flamethrower kind of thing. It's got the canister here and then the tubes going around there. That's certainly one way to deal with your problems. It's not something I would suggest though. Definitely a unique kind of mini though, huh? I wouldn't approach him. No, thank you. Yeah, I'll pass on that. We got the brown here. The brown team. Obviously, we got these guys. And who else did we get? Who else? I don't know. But here is the brown guy. I love the fact that he's got like a shop sign. That's so great. That's awesome. It's all, looks like PVC or ABS, and this came out of it and was not trimmed well. I wonder what else I will see that on in this game. I am afraid more than I would like to share. All right, 2 more vehicles, guys, and we are done. Done. This is fun to say. Glue job is good. I've not noticed any assembly issues or anything like that, which is nice too. There's a little bit of a mold line issue there. You can kind of see it kind of comes up here, it scrolls that way, scrolls that way. That's no fun. The eyes and the mouth are hilarious, though. They really are. I dig it. I love the cargo containers. Like, you can get a sense of how big these technically are, and how exaggerated big you are, of course. But yeah, super duper cool. Final one here. Final one. All right, here we go. I mean, he's so big I have to kind of zoom out a little bit just to fit him all here. So he's got his drill, which is, you know, his normal thing that he does, obviously. And that looks good. I dig that. I like the back of this really well. And the front, actually. I like both. I think it's super cool looking. Kind of like a mech suit, but more practical. It does have these, like, gross barnacles or something like that on there. I love this, like, mulcher drill thing, too. I think it's just super fun. A lot of cool stuff's going on here. But, guys, that is everything. That is D.E.I. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I hope if you did back it that you receive yours soon. Actually, one of the last ones to get it, it seems. But anyway, it is what it is. These are not the same red color. That's going to bother me too. With that, have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care.